So welcome everybody. My name is Saida Rivas. I'm one of the recruitment and outreach officers here at Cal State San Marcos. And I just wanted to say, welcome to our Next Steps presentations for our transfer students. It's obviously a big accomplishment, a big milestone for you all. So you all should be very proud of yourself. I know that we are. And with us tonight, we have a few different staff members from our admissions team as well as our recruitment team. And hopefully they're able to say hi to everybody and just kind of have you all say hi to them. Right. So if in case I have any, in case you have any questions, please go ahead and feel free to add those questions onto the chat. So there's a whole team behind us helping out and answering any questions that you all may have. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Hopefully you've been able to enter and check in as far as your name, your major, and as well as what college you're applying for. All right, tonight we're going to be covering a few different items. If you'll see on our screen here, we have our, we will be talking about intent to enroll. We will also be talking about final official transcripts as a transfer student. We'll be discussing transfer credit, the importance of transfer credit, and how that's applicable for your courses and obviously for your graduation. We're also going to be discussing briefly about financial aid and what that process will look like for you all. And we're going to talk about course enrollment. When do you get to enroll into your courses as a transfer student? And what's the process to follow? We will be covering orientation, housing. We have a housing representative with us tonight. So in case you have any housing questions, I know those are some burning questions out there about housing. Please be assured that we will be having a representative from housing with us tonight. We will also be just discussing in general, what is a transfer student, how to have a smooth transition as a transfer student. Okay. All right. So the first thing I wanted to mention is that your personal email is really important at this point. We have been communicating with you all via your personal email. And we also want to make sure that you're also accessing and logging into your My CSUSM student portal. At this point, all of you that have been admitted to Cal State San Marcos, you should have received a communication via your personal email, and then we would have also included that communication onto your communication center within your My CSUSM student account. Okay, so it's very important to always check out your My CSUSM as well. Okay, so what's next? Now that you've been admitted to Cal State San Marcos, the next step is basically to submit your intent to enroll. We have admitted you to Cal State San Marcos. You have proven that you're meeting our minimum eligibility requirements, and now so we have offered you an admissions acceptance, right? So at this point, it's basically the ball is in your court. If you haven't done so already, we highly encourage you to go ahead and submit that intent to enroll to Cal State San Marcos. You will see on our screen, there's basically a few steps for you to take and for you to go ahead and submit that intent. First of all, you will log into your My CSUSM student account. You will go ahead and go over to the Student Center. Within the Student Center, there will be an area where it would allow you to go ahead and submit your accept and or decline, right? We have some students that are planning to go to another campus, and so you can always go ahead and decline and not attend. We're going to miss you. But for those of you that are ready to say, yes, Cal State San Marcos is the place for me, we would really highly encourage you to go ahead and do that tonight if possible. There is going to be a $150 deposit, so just go ahead and please keep that in mind. There is a $150 deposit. For those of you that receive the enrollment the application fee waiver. So you didn't have to pay the $70 fee at the beginning, right? For your application, you may also be eligible for an enrollment deposit waiver as well. Okay, so just kind of be on the lookout for that. If we have students that did pay for that $70 and you're kind of worried like, hey, what's going on? Keep in mind it is a deposit. So what does that mean? That means that basically you're going to be providing the 150 up front, but that 150 will go towards your fall enrollment. So it's not money that, it's not a fee, it's just a deposit for us to save your seat at this point. Okay. All right, so just now what I'm going to be showing you is just going to be a couple of screens here. This is just more of a visual so you can have an idea where do you find and where do you go to submit that intent to enroll. If you'll notice here, this is a really popular site, right? Our My CSUSM student account. At this point, all of you should have been able to log into your student account. Then you'll notice that it will be you will have something that says Student Center. If you're using your mobile device, you will click on Student, and then it will take you to the screen here on number 2. Next process is to go ahead and scroll down towards the bottom of the screen. You will find something that will say My Application. That is basically where we will go ahead and update your status for your application with us. And that is also where you're going to go ahead and go to accept Cal State San Marcos. Just quick reminder, we do want to make sure that you click on accept first before you make that payment. We have had some students that will go and make the payment, but they never actually click accept. So make sure that you're following those steps. After you click accept, you will come up to this following window here to the right. You will go ahead and click on accept admissions, and you would go ahead and proceed with making the $150 payment. If you receive the waiver, you will notice that there's not going to be a payment that you would have to make, but just keep that in mind. All right, so now you have accepted Cal State San Marcos, you have submitted your intent to enroll, and you're ready to go. You should have also received the following communication, the one that's on the screen here. You'll notice that when you receive the congratulations letter, you would have received this communication letting you know that these are the following steps to take to have a smooth transition into the university. I do want to mention that a lot of the information that I will be covering tonight, you will be able to find a lot of that listed here. Okay, so it will be listed on the screen there. The nice thing is that you can go ahead and go onto that particular admissions website, click on the various links or drop downs, I should say, and it will provide you with step-by-step instructions or guidance as to how to fulfill those particular items on that list. Okay. I will also mention, just because within the presentation, I won't cover too much of this, but keep in mind that if for whatever, if you want to know more information about parking services, parking permits, all of that, you will also find it in this particular link. Okay. If you are receiving any disability support services, or you're going to be needing any disability support services, please keep in mind that you will find that information on that same website in our admission site. Okay, and it will provide you with instructions of what documentation you will need to be able to go ahead and continue receiving services at the university. I would definitely say for you to look into that now, or at least once you submit your intent to enroll, be in contact with the disabled student services. Thank you. All right. Okay. So now you have submitted your intent to enroll. Now, around mid-April, we will be providing you and we will be creating a CSUSM email for you. Keep in mind that you will find that email within your My CSUSM Student Center, and you will notice that it will be over towards the lower midsection, lower part of your Student Center. Okay, so here's an example of what it will look like. It will have your first initial and then a little bit of your last name with some digits and at csusm.edu. This particular email will only be created for all the students that have submitted their intent to enroll. Okay, and that will be available to you mid-March, April. All right. Next thing is our activate your duo. Basically, our activate your duo as any other social media, your emails out there, right? they always have like the secondary authentication or something along those lines. So we also have something like that available for all our students at Cal State San Marcos. At this moment, this may not necessarily be so important to you all if you haven't submitted your intent to enroll, but once you submit that intent to enroll, I would definitely recommend that you go ahead and download the application Duo. Go ahead and activate it. It's a multi-factor authentication. You will need it. You will need to utilize it when you're logging into your portal. We want to make sure that you're keeping your information secure, and you will have a lot of personal information on your student center. So we want to make sure that that stays safe for you. Okay. Next thing, maybe you have been receiving communication from our Cougar bot. Basically, our Cougar bot is a virtual assistant that is sending out text messages to students, right? We're sending out communication. We're sending out important reminders. Maybe you have some questions that you want to ask the university or the admissions office. The virtual assistant is available 24/7, so you can go ahead and ask it some questions. We will be responding back. If for whatever reason the Cougar bot doesn't know how to respond or doesn't have a good answer for you, one of our staff members would go ahead and reach out to you and provide you with a little bit more guidance and at least try to assist you in answering the questions that you may have. Okay. So also, if you want to opt in, maybe you haven't received these particular Cougar bot messages for whatever reason, and you want to opt in, you can go onto our website, click on Ask a Cougar bot, and request to be added. All right. So next is final official transcripts. So final official transcripts will be due July 15th. That's a really, really important deadline. We want to make sure that all the students that have been admitted at Cal State San Marcos are going to continue with starting off in the fall with us. Okay. So just keep in mind, I always kind of like to tell students this. At the end of your spring semester, that is a great time for you to go ahead and submit your final official transcripts so that it gives us enough time to evaluate your transcript, make sure that you have completed all the coursework that you've indicated initially on your application. Um, and I wouldn't wait until July 15th to send it over, right? Because it can take a few days for those final official transcripts to be sent over, to be downloaded, to be uploaded. So just make sure that once your spring semester is complete, go ahead and request those official transcripts to be sent over to the university. Those official transcripts will be sent over by your community college. So it is your responsibility to make sure that you communicate with the community college and send them over. It's not something that happens automatically. There is a process, and you normally, depending on what community college or what university you're currently attending, they will have some type of a process in place. So definitely look into that now if you haven't done so, or actually, all of you should have already done so, right? For the most part, we did have a February 15th deadline, and that's how we were able to conditionally admit you to Cal State San Marcos. I also want to mention, if you did take any AP exams or IB exams while you were in high school, although it's been maybe a few years ago, many years ago, or just last year, we want to make sure that you also receive that college credit. So if you did take any AP exams, IB exams, make sure that you're reaching out into those portals, those College Board portals, and requesting those scores to be sent over to Cal State San Marcos. The other reason why it's important, it could be potentially providing you with additional units and or fulfilling some of your general education requirements. Okay, so some of you may have taken AP Calculus. That's great, because that means that you're going to be at a higher level math than all the other incoming potential transfer students or transfer students. Okay. Also, keep in mind, for any of you that are completing your ADT, so your ADT certification and degrees will be posted on your final official transcript. So I know sometimes that is a question, how do I submit my ADT? That information will be posted on your final official transcript. All right. Just also wanted to go ahead and quickly review some transfer information common questions that we always have. Please keep in mind that we will be evaluating and providing you with transfer credit for coursework that was completed at a regional accredited institution. Um, and it would have to be college level. So any remedial courses will not be considered college level. Also, a passing score of an approved AP exam or CLEP exam, IB exam are also going to be transferable courses. That's something that a lot of students coming in as a transfer student are not sure about. So just wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. Also limitations, some limitations. We will be admitting, or we will be accepting 70 units of your community college coursework. I know that sometimes we have students that have taken 90 units. Keep in mind, we will be only considering 70 units here at Cal State San Marcos. We will also not necessarily be accepting any of your upper division coursework from a community college. Most community colleges, at least here in California, will only offer lower division coursework. So a lot of the upper division coursework you would be completing at Cal State San Marcos. Also, you do need at least 30 units of CSUSM credits to fulfill your graduation requirements. So kind of keep that in mind. And for the most part, all of you are transferring over, whether that be as a lower division or upper division transfer student, you will be completing at least 30 units at Cal State San Marcos to receive your graduation diploma. As far as articulation, our general education requirements or specific coursework can be found in our website. So it will kind of talk to you about what courses you would need to take at the university. And also if you wanted to kind of cross-check information, you can utilize assist.org to view what courses are accredited or are we have an agreement with your particular community college here in California. All right, transfer credit and your degree plan. So transfer credit and your degree plan, it's basically uh, a tool that's going to be available to you via your My CSUSM student portal. Okay, it's also referred to as ARR. We also have something called Degree Planner. So these are basically tools that will help you, electronic tools that will help you in your journey to graduation. So it's kind of like a worksheet in a community college. Sometimes you have a worksheet that provides you with what coursework you need to do or complete for your general education and all the various areas, correct? Well, we have something similar to that electronically within your student center. And you would be able to click on there. It would also provide you with, based on your major, it will let you know what prereq courses you would need to complete for that major, what upper division coursework you would need to complete for your major, as well as some of the lower division and upper division general ed courses. So all of that is really cool because it's all available to you once you attend Cal State San Marcos. So we have so many different ways to help you stay on track. Obviously, along with our catalog, correct, but that would be a great way for you to kind of keep on track and knowing what's going on with your graduation progress. Okay. I also wanted to mention here is that starting June 12th to be exact, we will be all transfer students, all new incoming transfer students will be assigned a particular time for them to register for courses. Okay, so keep in mind we do have, it's basically like an early enrollment opportunity for you all. So this will happen before you attend orientation. Orientation will normally happen during the summer. So for all the transfer students coming in, you get to actually select courses, June 12th, starting June 12th. And so it is a self-enrollment, right? So you will be self-enrolling into your courses. Another nice thing about it is that we do have a variety of different ways for you to kind of learn how to select courses based on your major. We do have something that will be called How to Enroll the Cougar Way. It's a particular workshop that will be available to you all. But honestly, you will also need to complete an enrollment tutorial. So let's see if you will need to complete an enrollment tutorial. So keep that in mind. An enrollment tutorial will be available to all incoming new students. It will basically provide you with tutorial how to enroll into classes based on your major, when to do it, how to communicate with an academic advisor, and all of that is available. And that will be available to you like the first week of June. So the first week of June, you'll be able to go in there, complete your enrollment tutorial, hopefully before June 12th. If you needed additional assistance, you've already communicated with an academic advisor and you're ready to go on June 12th. Okay. All right. So now I'm just going to go ahead and briefly discuss financial aid to-do list, right? So at this point, many of you have already received some type of notification from our financial aid office if you submitted your FAFSA early on. Correct. If you haven't received any type of award about your financial aid, I would highly recommend that you take a look at your student center, check to see what's going on there, check to see if you have any items in your to-do list. If you do have any items in your to-do list and it has to do with financial aid, definitely reach out to the financial aid office as soon as possible to find out what's going on. But a lot of times it's an easy troubleshoot. You might see something on your to-do list. And if it's been on there, it's probably been on there since like December. Okay. So just kind of keep that in mind. Is very important that you're always checking your portal. Also, the financial aid office has been communicating again via your personal email. So they've been sending you communication within your personal email. They will be sending you a good to go email sometime in July, right? To let you know that you're ready to go for the fall semester. Okay. Quick reminder again, make sure that you're checking your to-do list. Make sure that you're continuously checking your My CSUSM student portal. And then for those of you that are going to be receiving financial aid disbursement or a refund, that will happen about a week before the beginning of the fall semester. Okay, so I know that's a really common question. When am I going to have money to help me pay for my books? If you're receiving any financial aid, that will occur about a week before the beginning of the semester. We also have something called direct deposit. So you can set up your direct deposit via your My CSUSM student portal. And and so if you do have any funds or any scholarship money coming in, it will be deposited into your bank account. So it's not the other way around. It won't automatically take money out. It's for the purposes of putting money in. Okay. Okay. All right. So now it's time to talk about orientation. So orientation is basically going to be happening sometime during the summer. All right. But you get to sign up for orientation as of April 8th. So Saturday, April 8th, we will go ahead and activate our orientation site. You'll notice on the screen here, again, back into your student center. You can go ahead and go back into your student center. You scroll up a little where it says orientation sign up. If you look at it now and you click on it now, it might give you an error message because we're not in April 8th yet. So you technically are not able to sign up for orientation yet. Okay, so as of April 8th, if you've submitted your intent to enroll, that should basically alert our system to let you in and let you sign up for an orientation. Orientation dates are based on your major for the most part, so kind of keep that in mind. You should have at least one or two options when signups happen. All right. As far as if you have any questions about orientation, about your orientation date, or any of those particular questions, orientation contact information is posted here on the screen. Their phone number, their email. Um, please keep in mind again, they have a lot of students that are calling them now and letting them know I can't sign up for orientation. I can't sign up for orientation. It is because it is not activated yet. It's not going to happen until April 8th. Okay. For transfer students, there is a $70 transfer cost fee to attend orientation. If you would like to bring family members, keep in mind it is a $45 fee. And also keep in mind that the family members will go to a separate orientation, right? And the students will go separately. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind when you're registering for orientation and you're planning to bring somebody along with you. That might not be such a great idea because they're not going to stay with you. But if it's maybe your parents or your spouse or somebody wanted to kind of know a little bit more and be able to kind of support you and assist you with the whole process and learn about the resources, and definitely that would be a great opportunity for them to learn more about our resources that we offer at Cal State San Marcos. I also want to mention that the fee, if you are receiving financial aid, That fee will also be covered through your financial aid package. So kind of keep that in mind. If we have any military students in the room, and you're receiving a post 911 GI Bill, or are receiving any type of benefits for military veterans or dependents, please go ahead and communicate or contact our veteran services. Hopefully you've already been communicating with them, and they would be able to assist you and help you out as far as what additional benefits, what additional resources are available for you. Okay. All right. So the next screen here, or the next page here, it's Path to CSUSM. You will see that when you sign up for orientation, or you may have been, you may be receiving communication about orientation soon. Keep in mind there is a link called Path to CSUSM. You might want to be able to kind of click on the Path to CSUSM. Hopefully somebody can go ahead and add the link in a chat. That's also a good document to utilize to kind of follow along, right? It does provide you with various hyperlinks to all the different information that we've been discussing here tonight. So it just kind of helps you stay a little bit on track. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and cover the 4 steps of academic advising and enrollment, and class enrollment. So you will be needing to attend an enrollment tutorial that will happen starting June 5th. Starting June 5th, the academic advising team has created a tutorial that will be available to you all. It will cover, again, important information of how to enroll, what courses to take. If you took any AP exams, how will that, or any exams, how will those particular exams help you in selecting courses or fulfill certain requirements. All right. I also wanted to mention that once you submit that intent to enroll and your intention is to, join us, then I would say download Microsoft Teams. That would be a great time to download Microsoft Teams. We utilize Microsoft Teams a lot on campus, specifically the academic advising team does. Sometimes you can do drop-ins via Microsoft Teams, ask questions, and then they'll go ahead and get back to you. So just something that I wanted to go ahead and add there, a little plug. Keep in mind, if you do not have Microsoft Teams or Microsoft 365, once you become a student, you will have access to Microsoft Suites. And so that's going to be available to you free of charge. Okay, so now next thing here, I mentioned June 12th. It's a very important date for you, right? That's the date that you will be able to go ahead and self-enroll. Please, quick reminder, once you submit your intent to enroll and then sign up for orientation, that will basically alert us that yes, you're serious about attending Cal State San Marcos, and we will go ahead and provide you with the date and time. Sometime in June, on June 12th, right? For you to go ahead and enroll into your courses. And all of the information will be found in your My CSUSM Student Center. So I'm sure that many of you are familiar or may not be familiar with the Student Center, but over in the Student Center screen, over to the right in the lower right-hand corner area, they will have something that says to-do list. Underneath that section there, it will, your date and time will be posted. You will also receive a communication letting you know when your date and time will be available. So just kind of keep that in mind. That probably won't happen until like late May, June timeframe as far as the date and time for you. All right, academic advising again. Again, you will be self-enrolling into your courses, but keep in mind there is additional support, right? So we have Enroll the Cougar Way workshops. We will be offering workshops to students to assist them with that process. So if the enrollment tutorial, you're still kind of confused, you're not too sure how to go ahead and add courses into your shopping cart or how to manage it all, we will be offering an Enroll the Cougar Way workshop. And those particular date and times will be posted onto our website, providing you with an opportunity for you to go ahead and zoom in and join those workshops. As far as the academic advisors, keep in mind that the academic advisors will become available beginning June. Okay, so right now they're not necessarily available. They're working with all our current students at Cal State San Marcos. As you may be aware, we have about 16,000 students currently. And so they're currently working with the students that we have there, have at the university. But starting early June, you will have an opportunity to go ahead and start meeting with our academic advisory team. They offer appointments, they offer drop-ins, they offer something that's called e-advisor. And basically you email the advisors and they will go ahead and respond to your questions. They also have major specific work group advising available as well. And again, they also have virtual appointments or virtual assistants. This is their contact information. It's posted here on the screen. So if you wanted to go ahead and check out the academic advising website, that's a really great tool for you to utilize now. Just kind of take a look at it. Check to see what kind of resources are available. It would also direct you to how to contact the academic advisors. It will also have the link for the new enrollment tutorial will be on there. If you took any AP exams or IB exams or any of those exams, they will have a chart listed on there as well. All right. So technology, we are big on technology at Cal State San Marcos. So this is just a few different essential tools or technology tools that we have available and that obviously we want to make sure that you're familiarized with, right? So right now we're using Zoom and a lot of professors will utilize Zoom. We also have the Cougar email, and again, that will be provided mid-April. My CSUSM is something that you utilize a lot. I would also encourage you to utilize or download the CSUSM app. The nice thing about downloading the CSUSM app, you can go ahead and have your ID on there. If you'll notice on the, well, it's not there. Well, it normally has like a little area on there that you can have your digital ID on your phone, on the app. It's a good way for you to go log into your My CSUSM Student Center and just kind of receive communication that route as well. All right. All right, transfer success track. So just to kind of give you all just a little glimpse here, it's really important for us to make sure that you have a smooth transition into the university. We also want to make sure that you're connecting. You're connecting with other transfer students. You're connecting with the whole group of students and staff that are going to be providing some certificate opportunities for you. It's going to be called Transfer Success Track. You can go onto that particular website that's posted on the screen there, but it's an opportunity for you to engage with other transfer students. There's going to be like 5 different events happening during the fall semester, and it's just a great way to connect. You'll see some of the different workshop activities that they've offered previously, and they might offer some of those in the fall semester as well. Okay, so just something to stay connected. All right, do we have Paula from housing?
Hi, yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, so my name is Paola Romo. My pronouns are she, her, ella, and I am currently a resident director over at North Commons here in CSUSM Housing. So welcome, everybody. Thanks for having me. And hopefully I can provide a little bit of insight into what we provide in housing and what that looks like. So we have a couple of benefits of living here with us in housing. And so overall, we've seen that when folks do live on campus with us, they have higher GPAs, as well as there's higher retention and graduation rates. And so we really want to highlight that because it is proven over and over throughout the years that that is something that is more successful. We also, see increased satisfaction and growth as students. You were just previously talking about building connections and all of that, and we are really big on that here at CSUSM Housing. And people get to grow and connect with staff and students and really build that community. One of the benefits of living with us as well is that, if you live off campus, you have to pay for where you're living, and you also have to pay for utilities and cable and all of those things. Here, it's all included in the price that we give you. So utilities, cable, internet, pool, laundry, fitness rooms, all of those things are included if you live here with us. And then, obviously we're on campus, so it's a convenient location. no commute to classes other than, either walking up the hill or walking in that general direction. We also have easily access to our dining hall, which is it's a new dining hall that we've opened this year. It's right underneath the quad, and it's been very successful this year. And so we want to highlight that is an option we now promote. And you're just minutes away also from grocery stores and restaurants in the area, like Ralph's across the street and all of those great things. Another thing that is a benefit of living with us on campus, similar to, kind of the utilities and that kind of thing. If you license off campus with anybody and you have roommates and that roommate leaves for whatever reason, you're still responsible for that lease, right? But here, each student is responsible for their own costs. So if your roommate moves out or something doesn't work out, you're still only going to have to be responsible for your part of that room. And then you also have the ability to relocate if you have some serious roommate issues or if anything comes up, or let's say you're living in a certain kind of type of room, but that wasn't your first option and you want to move and an opportunity becomes available, you can always move to those other options. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about our residence team and the live-on experience that we have here. So we do have some live-on staff. First, I'm going to start with resident directors, which is the position that I'm currently in. We live here on campus with you all, and we're here really for like crisis response and supporting and mentoring and being there for our students, as well as helping with programmatic efforts and all of that. We supervise resident directors. We're resident directors. We supervise resident advisors who have assigned floors that they really build community. They do programs, and I'll talk a little bit more about what that looks like. Help with the safety and security of the building, and they're really just there to promote community and be a connection for you all. And then we have our PMs, which are residential peer mentors, and their focus is like the RAs in the building community in that aspect, but their focus is really in academics. And so helping create study groups, helping connect you to campus resources. My light's about to turn off, sorry. Help connect you to those resources on campus and really be kind of that guide for you. Programs and support that we have. So again, we have RPMs and we have academic support. We partner up a lot with folks on campus to really build kind of that connection for you all, and do events and fun things, but also things that you might need, like learning how to do a resume. There's opportunities to just go get food and learn about something that we do continuously throughout all three of our properties. We also focus on holistic wellness, leadership and professional development. So it's not all going to be purely educational things. We like to have a lot of fun and build community, but there are opportunities where, we build spaces where people can de-stress, where we build spaces where people could do things with the community and engage with their community. I want to talk about the San Marcos experience. This is an experience that we have. It's a learning community that we have at our first year building. But it's really designated for students that are first years to live together and have those opportunities. But I still want to highlight it because they do a lot of programming that is open to all residents if they want to attend. And we do focus on, building those GPAs, helping with civic engagement, helping people build community, make friends, and connect them to campus and other folks in the career paths that they're trying to do. We also offer themed housing. So at all three properties, we have substance-free housing, LGBTQ+ housing, and gender inclusive housing. So if you do choose to apply with us, you can always put that you're interested in any of these spaces or not. And we will do our best to pair you with folks that you feel comfortable being around and build that community with. And just a quick little wrap up here. Please don't hesitate to reach out with questions. I know that there's a lot of things going around. There's so much information that we talk about consistently. So if something isn't making sense, please reach out to us. I have the housing email here. So it's just housing@csusm.edu. Visit our website as well. So it's posted right here, csusm.edu/housing. There's a bunch of drop downs, and it seems like it's kind of the thing we all do here at Cal State. So if you get there, there's drop downs if you have questions for certain things, and it'll send you to steps and links that you need. You can also follow us on social media. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Paola. And then I do want to mention that we will be having breakout rooms once we conclude with our piece here. And so there will be an opportunity for you to ask Paola housing questions, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so we're almost done here. Next steps to enroll into classes. I'll just go do a quick little recap. If you would like, maybe take a little screenshot of this. On the next couple of slides will probably be good slides for you to go ahead and take pictures of. So just again, intent to enroll, make sure that you activate your Duo and check your communication. Also, required immunization, any required immunization that pops up in your to-do list, please be sure to go ahead and take care of that. Make sure to sign up for orientation in April, right? Also, the enrollment tutorial at the beginning of June, June 5th. And then also, you will be attending an orientation over the summer, most likely. This would be another great screenshot, okay? This is basically a little recap of all the different dates and information that we covered tonight. So this will provide you with just, again, May 1st, deadline to submit your intent to enroll. June 1st, April 8th, actually, April 8th until about June 1st, you can go ahead and sign up for orientation. I would definitely recommend the earlier to April that you sign up for orientation, or, after the April 8th opening date, the better. I know that as days go by, orientation dates start to close up. So just kind of keep that in mind. June 5th, enrollment tutorial opens. We will most likely also have dates as far as our Cougar, Enroll the Cougar Way workshops. June 12th, self-enroll into courses. Sometime over the summer, you'll go ahead and attend orientation. July 15th, or I would definitely say at the end of the spring semester, make sure you're submitting those final official transcripts to Cal State San Marcos. And then, drum roll, August 28th, you'll start school at Cal State San Marcos, okay? We will have a lot of different activities going on. We have welcome weeks during the first week of Cal State San Marcos during the fall semester. So hopefully we're having a lot of incoming students that are really excited and want to join in with all the different activities and all the fun. All right, so I know that we covered a lot of information tonight. So I did provide you with the link for, and you actually have that information, your congratulations letter, as far as our website to our admission site for all admitted students. This is also a self-guide checklist QR code. We utilize this a little bit more for freshman students, but hey, transfer students also need a little bit of assistance and guidance as far as some of the steps. So this would be a great opportunity for you to learn about the additional steps to take to when does the email get set up? How do you do that? How do you set up your Duo? All of those kinds of things that we covered. This is our contact information here on the screen. So if you wanted to reach out to any of our different departments, please go ahead and do so. Specifically, those of you that have any particular financial aid type of questions, definitely reach out to the financial aid office. They also offer virtual appointments. So if you're having just a lot of troubles, go ahead and make an appointment to meet with one of their staff over at the financial aid office and meet with them. We also have virtual appointments available for recruitment and outreach as well. All right. Lastly, I want to make sure that you're all are coming to our big party, right? We're having a big celebration on Saturday, April 8th. And that will be for all incoming freshmen and transfer students and family members. Okay. So we do have a few thousand RSVPs, but we're excited to have more on campus. There's going to be workshops, activities, music, just a lot of fun for you to basically visit the campus. We're just going to have campus tours, housing tours, all of that is going to be going on Saturday, April 8th. Will be free parking, so don't worry about parking either. All of that will be available. All right. Well, that pretty much concludes our piece of the presentation. So thank you all so much for joining us this evening. We will go ahead and open up our breakout rooms at this point. So if you have any housing questions, please go ahead and meet with the housing team. All right. But if you have any additional questions at this point, you can go ahead and please put your little hand icon there, and I'll go ahead and go around and start selecting students. You can unmute yourself and ask questions.